What's up, dudes? I'm Tom P., rickety middle-aged mountain biker and trail work fanatic. Today I'm going to tell you guys about a thing. It's not a bike thing, but it's something that relates to riding because it helps keep the trails clear of un-awpable logs. I like to up the logs, as some of you may know. I like to up them very much, but there are some logs that you cannot up, or I cannot up, and so I cut them out. I'd say at about 5.5, 6 feet. No, like sometimes a log that's just awkward and doesn't really work in the middle of the trail. And in that case, I like to cut them out. Also, while I might be able to op, 2-foot-ish logs, maybe a little bit higher if I'm feeling good, if I'm feeling strong. That doesn't work for everybody. It's just better to keep the trails clear or partially clear. You know, sometimes I like to leave a little nub of the log out for the people who like to op the log. It's over there in case they want to op. You know, but it keeps it open for all trail users and prevents ride-arounds or walk-arounds from happening, where people will just go around the feature and make a trail. So what it is the Silky Saw, is that the right way? Silky Saw Katana Boy. It is a 500 millimeter or 19.7 inch folding trail saw. It's made in Japan. Well, it's going to read off the package here. It has extra large teeth. Remind you of anyone? It's got non-set teeth. I'm not sure what that... Albie! It's for outdoor adventure, off-road, forestry. It's got non-set teeth. I don't know what that means. Sounds like I might need to go to the dentist. Hey! It's sharpenable. Sharpenable. I haven't sharpened mine yet. I've used it a good amount. I haven't really clocked how many hours, but I've used it a lot. It's got electroless nickel plating. That's the thing I like the most about it, is really the electroless nickel plating. That's the thing I noticed the most. I really like that. That's what I look for in a saw. It's got a rubber handle. Yeah. So people ask how I carry it. So it is folding. So it is, you know, half its total length when extended. It's got this nifty carrying case. You sling it over your back and you feel like a ninja. All right, so that's what it looks like. It's pretty badass. I think it's about 22 inches. I think I measured it, folded. I forget what it weighs. It weighs a few pounds. I mean, it's not a ton, but it's not super light. This is not a really packable saw, depending on, I mean, if you ride with a gigantic backpack, it's packable, but most people are not putting this in their fanny pack or in their hydration pack, their camel bag. To open it, you dial this little locking knob out, press it in, and then it has 2 stops. Do a little bit more. Come on, a little bit more. You gotta be careful. This thing is sharp as hell, and I did cut myself the first time I opened it. All right, yeah. So then you lock this down. That's pretty much all there is to it. It is a pull saw, so you're not putting a ton of pressure on it. You're mostly just kind of letting the saw do the work, and then using your endurance, not your strength, to get through stuff. I'm totally gonna cut myself if I keep jabbering while holding this thing. But yeah, and then when you go to close it, it's kind of got 2 stops on the knob. So it'll stop, please stop. It's gonna stop before it gets to my fingers the first time. So it gives you 2 chances to get your hand out of the way, which is good in case you're an idiot. I mean, I wouldn't know anything about that, but just in case you're an idiot. Yeah, so when you open the thing up, I mean, you just immediately notice that it is totally freaking badass. It's a pretty awesome piece of equipment. I got this thing because, you know, in a lot of the areas where I ride, they discourage the use of chainsaws, and you know, chainsaws are conspicuous due to their the noise level, and they are also cumbersome. So I mean, I've seen some pretty amazing setups where people will put a chainsaw on like a surly big dummy, you know, kind of cargo bike thing, or you know, there's small enough chainsaws, obviously electric ones and stuff that you can. I don't actually know that much about chainsaws, but I know you can potentially ride with them. And while the lightest chainsaw is still not anywhere near as light as this. Would I ride with this, like just go out for a ride, a mountain bike ride with this? No freaking way. No, it's way too cumbersome and heavy for that. I have the Nordic pocket saw for that, the thing that it's always with me, yet surprisingly capable. I'll link to that review in the description, and you know, maybe throw it up here, there, I don't know, over there. So this I will use when I'm going out expressly to remove a large log or a bunch of blowdown or something that I've already identified. And I will ride, I'm comfortable riding, a few miles, maybe 5 miles round trip, or, hiking in a couple miles. It's totally fine. And, but this isn't something I'm just riding around with all the time. I think people have gotten the impression that I do that, and there's this, you could do that. I'm not going out looking for trouble. So yeah, so this is when I'm on a mission to remove some logs, and it is capable. It is. There were some logs out on my local trails that have been bugging me for years, and no one had gone after them, and they were what I consider, kind of chainsaw jobs. But this thing is basically it is capable of kind of light duty chainsaw work in a much lighter, quieter package. And cheaper. I think I paid about 150 bucks on Amazon. Not super cheap, but still, if you're comparing it to a chainsaw, that's pretty cheap. And you also get a good workout with this thing. Yeah, something I had to get into a little bit when I got this thing and was going after some of these like pretty, close to 2 foot, eye level or chest height logs that were out there, kind of widow makers. Was I got into watching videos and reading up on chainsaw logging, bucking and limbing techniques and stuff like that. I really like this channel, Bucking Billy Ray Smith. He's a good dude. He's really entertaining. He has a lot of good messages, unlike me, in his videos. He's very positive. But he's got a lot of fun stuff, and I've watched hours of his stuff. He's great. Yeah, I'd say, not to get into that, I'm definitely not the expert here, but the main takeaway is just be aware of your surroundings. Make sure you've cleared an escape path. That is the main thing, is just know where your feet are, know what's behind you, because that's the thing is, generally the log is going to start talking to you. And it's going to give you a little bit of a warning so you can get the hell out of the way. You can see in some of these videos that I've posted, it gives a little creak, and I suppose you got to be ready for it to drop suddenly, but it's going to give a little bit of warning, give you time to get out of the way, but just make sure that you're not going to trip on something and get crushed to death by it. If I'm not getting crushed to death by trees, you're probably not going to. Yeah. There you go.
A great sound.
One night I did find the limitations of this thing when I was cutting out a log on Powell's Island out in Cutler Park here, and it was this head-high log, and it's in a super high traffic area, and it was at shoulder height for the undercut, I guess, and then overhead for the overcut, above cut. They did top cut. So that, I wasn't able to use the larger muscles in my body, so that was, it's all up here, and so that was pretty exhausting. And I got to a point where, that was just a super awkward log to cut out, and didn't really go as planned. But I got to this point of no return where I basically cut enough out where it could have dropped and crushed a kid to death. So I had to get it out. And that's a cool thing too, is it's really good PR for mountain biking and mountain bikers as trail stewards, because while you're out there, obviously putting in a ton of effort, it's like blood and sweat going into it. All these people are walking by and seeing that, and then for the most part being very thankful that you're out there doing work.
Go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah, but that log ended up being about the limit of what I could do. We got it done. Luckily, my buddy Lee showed up and helped me with the last few strokes of the saw, and then helped me shove the thing out of the trail. But I might not go in something that big again. That was solidly 2 feet.
Okay. Whoa!
Good job.
Yeah, dude.
Good job.
I don't know if I've found its limitations. I've found my limitations as far as my skill and technique with a saw. My approach to cutting stuff out. I have to learn, better how to deal with that. Maybe start using wedges and things like that. More of like the nuanced logging techniques. I just need to get more into that. But then it's also just physical limitation. Like, how much endurance do you have? Like, did you take on a push-up challenge at a time when you're going out and trying to saw out 2-foot logs? Is that really advisable? Are you just trying to get rhabdo? I don't know.
I got rhabdo and I don't even do CrossFit.
Of course, there is the self-defense aspect of the Katana Boy as well, where I've walked out of the weird Boston woods that are full of, you know, homeless people, drug addicts, coyotes, weirdos, and for whatever reason, I was not nervous. Something I've always told myself when I've been out in the woods at night is, you're the most dangerous thing out here. And while that may generally not be the case, it is when I have my Katana Boy. I'm pretty sure. Unless you have a gun, you probably shouldn't come at me, bro. Yeah, so I think that's about all I've got regarding the Katana Boy 500. I think that more than covers it. It's a really cool toy. It's incredibly capable. I'd say it's for someone who wants a more portable, you know, lighter alternative to a chainsaw for certain situations, which describes me. Or, you know, if you don't think seppuku is hardcore enough with a regular sword and you want to be more of a tough guy and, you know, try to saw yourself in half, this would be good for that person too. I'm sure that's there may be a couple of those customers still hiding in machine gun nests in the Philippines. I don't know. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna put this thing away before I cut my freaking arm off. But you know, hit the like button if you want to. Hit the subscribe button if you feel like it. And I'll see you later. Ow! Motherfucker. I knew I was gonna do that.